Canada Smart Mind é uma escola canadense que oferece cursos de inglês, francês e imigração. Os vídeos estão em inglês ou francês para você se acostumar com a pronúncia. Os professores que sabem português vão te ajudar. Aqui, você vai ver um texto, uma regra gramatical e um exercício. Vamos embora.
Work is the essential thing that can make your life successful in a new country. Everything else can come later. Therefore, you have to have good communication abilities to interact with the right people in your field of interest, right vocabulary, and the best way to say your ideas are crucial. Here, I'm going to show you how to search for your new working opportunity in Canada and to participate in conversations in order to appear clever and comfortable. You will have here 1. Job searching ideas, 2. Templates, 3. Comments. This video will help you to find and get your work, adjust yourself to it, and settle in your new Canadian life. 1. Job searching ideas. Job searching ideas explanation. Staying productive during COVID-19. Depending on your situation, there are a number of steps you can take to be proactive when it comes to supporting yourself and your loved ones and being content at work. Here are tips by circumstance. If you're currently searching for a job, searching for a new job, whether you currently have one or not, can feel confusing and challenging with both you and the companies you're applying for trying to take the best steps in the interest of health and productivity. There may be an added level of complexity when trying to get a job, so if you're job searching, remember to keep applying. If you're not hearing back from employers, maintain momentum by applying to jobs that match your skills, experience, and qualifications. The employers may be taking some time to answer questions that may affect their conversation with you, such as whether their workforce should work remotely. Set a daily application goal and reward yourself in small, meaningful ways after reaching it, such as reading your favorite book or meeting a friend for coffee. Do regular reevaluations to optimize your search. Reevaluate your cover letter, resume, and even the jobs you're applying to every week or so. Ask yourself, are the jobs I'm applying to a good fit for my skills, background, and level of experience? Is my resume enticing to employers based on their job posting? Does my cover letter expand on my most relevant experiences and qualities as it pertains to each specific job? Tailor your resume and cover letter. If you're not already, make it a point to update your resume and cover letter for each job application. Review the job posting and apply relevant keywords. Address any requirements, skills, and qualities you have that are also in the job posting. Supplement your income if necessary. You might consider looking for part-time, remote, or gig work until you get an offer. Doing so can keep your skills sharp and provide extra income. If you need gig work fast, gig work is a great way to build experience and get paid. Here are several steps you can take to quickly find jobs. Do your research, reach out to your network, and search online for gig opportunities. You can also search for jobs in your area with keywords based on your experience on Indeed, such as mover, driver, bartender, or stagehand. Find the best fit by filtering for salary, experience level, or job type. Consider related positions you may be able to apply your skills to other jobs you haven't yet considered but can find more quickly and easily. For example, if you typically find gigs as part of a stage setup crew, you might consider finding mover jobs for companies or individuals moving from home to home. Consider work for gig apps. There are many options available through online apps that allow you to quickly sign up and start working at your convenience, such as rideshare driving, food or grocery delivery, moving services, completing quick tasks, and more. Supplement with remote work. If you're finding it difficult to get gig work, you might also consider looking for remote or online work. There are many options available for people with little or no experience, such as data entry or transcribing audio files into written documents. If your company has asked you to work from home, working from home can be a challenging transition for some. Here are some ways you can make the most of working remotely. Consider what you'll need. Ask your employer if they will be providing any specific software or office equipment. Make a list of items you may need, such as power cables or notebooks. Set aside a separate space for work and create boundaries to avoid overworking, such as setting a rule to shut your computer down at a certain time each day. Find a quiet space. If you haven't worked at home before, the most important element is having a quiet space that is free from distractions. Find a place away from family, TV, and other noises, and ask your loved ones to respect this space and your work time. Be patient. It can be difficult to transition to a non-social home working environment. Learning how to balance your work and home life can be a challenge, so make sure to set fixed hours for working. Moreover, know that you may become lonely, even with virtual video meetings, so take measures to get out and socialize in a cautious, healthy way.
Agora você tem o texto. Lembre-se de entrar em contato. Na descrição você tem o nosso contato.
Get the other videos, they will help you to move and adjust yourself to your new life here in Canada. I wish I could say some nice words and cool you down, but here is the thing, you have to go deep into your practice to develop your skills to talk. We post 3 videos every week, videos of English, French and on the Canadian job market. We teach you the basics of grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary in English and French. Also, this video improves your chances to get a job in Canada. You can have all the videos if you hit the subscribe button and like and bell icons to receive them and increase your ability to speak and settle in Canada. 2. Templates explanation.
How to participate in a virtual interview. 1. Familiarize yourself with the platform, whether it's Google Meet, Skype, or Zoom. Take the time to familiarize yourself with the video interview platform that you'll be using. If you're unsure which platform the employer uses, feel free to ask your recruiter this when they're outlining the next steps to you. I recommend connecting with a friend or family member to get feedback on your audio and video quality to ensure you'll be presenting yourself as intended. Doing this on the same day of your interview can help you feel more confident, so you're able to communicate effectively during the interview. Taking the interview on a laptop or desktop is preferred, but if those are unavailable, your phone or tablet can be effective tools as well. If you do use your phone or tablet, find an area that has stable internet access, as these devices are more susceptible to technical difficulties. If you're concerned about technical difficulties, reach out to your recruiter while the interview is being scheduled to ask who you should contact in case those difficulties arise. 2. Don't rush yourself. When a recruiter is ready to start scheduling your interview, they'll ask for your availability. While you may want to express your excitement and say ASAP or give the earliest possible time, try to ensure you're selecting a time when you'll be able to be fully present and prepared. For example, if you have kids, you might request an interview at a time of day when they'll be at school or doing an activity, so you can give the interviewer your full attention. If a recruiter is asking you for your availability over the phone, there's no harm in asking if you can follow up via email with suitable times once you've checked your calendar. As recruiters, we'd much prefer you to be able to perform your best in an interview than at the earliest opportunity. 3. Mirror the dress code. It's always important to research the company that's interviewing you. A key part of that research during the interview process should be its culture, including the dress code. You can lean on your recruiter as a source for this kind of information, as they want you to feel comfortable and provide you with all the information necessary to be successful. Once you know the dress code, mirror it as much as possible for your video interview. The interviewer is likely approaching this interview the same way they'd approach an in-person interview, so you should as well. 4. Set the right environment for yourself, not only in regards to making sure the area you're in is well lit, but also by making sure your environment is free of distractions. This could mean leaving your phone in another room, closing all unnecessary tabs on your browser, and making sure you're in a space where your pets won't interfere. 5. Make the most of your time. Most interviews have a time limit. It's important to make the most of that time, as the interviewer is likely looking for several key pieces of information in your conversation. Try to answer their questions in full without irrelevant or unnecessary detail. Keeping your answers brief will ensure that you're able to cover the rest of the questions that the interviewer had planned to ask. If the interviewer requires more information, they'll ask you to elaborate. You can also reach out to your recruiter prior to the interview to gain as much information about the interviewer as possible, including what topics they're likely to cover and what types of questions you should prepare to answer.
Agora você tem a regra gramatical. Lembre-se de entrar em contato. Na descrição você tem o nosso contato.
Get all the videos to know how to contact your future employer in Canada, how to write a nice resume and cover letter, and to search for a nice job. Here in the description, you have some employers who want to give a letter to invite you to apply for Canadian immigration and join them. Get this data and contact them. You may get a job and go to Canada. 3. Tips. Free tips.
What are character traits? Character traits are the inherent values or personality characteristics that an individual possesses. These intuitive qualities and abilities are unlikely to change, and they collectively define who an individual is. Character traits, such as being kind and dependable, tend to appeal to employers and clients alike. Top traits to include on your resume. A job interview is the best opportunity to demonstrate your traits and skills to the employer. However, to get a job interview, you must first be selected as a viable applicant based on your job application, cover letter, and resume. You can improve your chances of of being noticed by an employer by mentioning your character traits and attributes on your resume. Here are the top qualities and skills that you can add to your resume. Flexibility, ability to work under pressure and meet tight deadlines, organizational and management skills, initiative, self-drive and enthusiasm, attention to detail. Teamwork, flexibility. Having high flexibility is very important since jobs and industries are always changing. Change is driven by competition, technology, and changing customer demands. Companies that adapt quickly to new realities tend to survive based on this fact. Flexibility is undoubtedly a highly desired trait in any job. Being flexible means you can complete a given task in multiple ways and adapt to whatever circumstances arise. You also can handle new situations satisfactorily. Ability to work under pressure and meet tight deadlines. Pressure and stress levels vary from one job to another. For instance, the pressure you experience as a surgeon may be higher than what you might experience in another role. An employer is usually interested in knowing if you will remain calm under pressure and pursue the tasks efficiently. When writing your resume, give real-world examples of when you demonstrated having this ability. Examples of this skill include meeting tight deadlines within budget and on time, working in a high-pressure, fast-paced work environment, handling complaints from customers and resolving conflicts amicably. Organizational and management skills. Organizational and management skills are essential personal traits that are useful in many different roles. Proper resource and time management can be beneficial to any company and helps improve the success and productivity of many tasks and projects. Because of this, many employers may be more likely to consider applicants with these traits and skills listed on their resume. When talking about your organizational and management skills, give examples of the scenarios in which you prove to have such capabilities. Examples of using these skills may include working on multiple projects simultaneously, leading others in a team, and completing a project within budget and on time. Initiative. To show initiative, you must demonstrate that you are capable of taking the first step when necessary. To indicate initiative on your resume, mention any ideas, improvements, or suggestions that you have suggested that had positive outcomes in your previous job. Describe any activities, tasks, or projects that you started independently. When possible, include data that demonstrates how your initiatives were helpful or made improvements to your workplace. Self-drive and enthusiasm. Employers tend to be interested in people who complete tasks with skill, are enthusiastic about what they do, and are always looking forward to the next project. To demonstrate these qualities on your resume, you can use keywords such as motivated, self-driven, and passionate when discussing your career aspirations, accomplishments, or previous roles. Attention to detail. Employers like candidates with strong attention to detail and who strive for perfection in everything they do. Attention to detail refers to your ability to be thorough and accurate when completing tasks. Demonstrating this on your resume tells the employer that you can work productively and be effective in your role. Teamwork. Teamwork skills refer to how well an individual can work in a team. Teamwork activities include dividing tasks fairly between members of the group, working toward common goals, helping to solve a problem, and sharing information. Employers look for candidates who are team players because they can work effectively with others to achieve the specific objectives and goals of the company. How to let an employer know that you have the ideal character traits. The following tips will you convince an employer that you have the character traits, qualities, and skills they are looking for. Use stories and examples to narrate how you solved a problem or learned something at a previous position. Express excellent communication skills on the telephone, on your resume, and during the in-person interview. Have a great reference letter from your previous employer to give to your prospective employer. Ensure the references you receive from the supervisors at the places you volunteered or worked in the past tell something positive about you. Accompany your resume with a cover letter that demonstrates your understanding of the traits and skills needed for the job and your message. Provide examples of where you have used these skills before. Customize your resume to include words that employers are continually looking for, as this will enable you to get their attention. Examples of personal attributes and qualities to include on your resume. Depending on which attributes and qualities you wish to mention on your resume, there are 3 places where you can capture them. In the employment section, for instance, provided emotional support to patients suffering from anxiety and depression. A mention of this demonstrates your emotional intelligence. Communicated with several stakeholders, including the general public, suppliers, clients, managers, and colleagues. This demonstrates your ability to communicate effectively, met deadlines within budget, and on time. This demonstrates your organizational abilities. Supervised a group of 30 on-site casual workers. This demonstrates management qualities in the skills section. For instance, skills, ability to handle stressful situations in a professional and calm manner, confident and professional with excellent persuasion, diplomacy and negotiation skills, expert knowledge of the effective sales techniques and selling process, excellent interpersonal skills demonstrated in the ability to develop strong working relationships with staff and to serve clients effectively. In your profile statement, for instance, I am a reliable, hardworking and committed manufacturing engineer with a positive attitude, eagerness to accept opportunities and challenges, and a strong engineering and manufacturing background. I have previously worked in fast-paced and busy environments. I have a track record of introducing improved manufacturing methods, resulting in increased operational efficiency and reduced costs. I take complete ownership of my tasks, and I am always willing to go a step above to deliver and surpass the expectation when possible. How to organize your resume. Skills section. Organize the skills section on your resume can make it easier for the hiring manager to find your qualities and character traits. Use the following steps when adding skills to your resume. 1. Categorize by skill. If you are farther along in your career path, the chances are that you have numerous responsibilities cutting across several departments and platforms. If you are an operations director or manager at a company, your duties may include hiring and training staff, developing and managing projects, communicating with vendors and stakeholders, maintaining smooth daily operations, and managing teams. With your achievements or task-based information, you can categorize the content into sections as a way of illustrating diversity in your responsibilities. 2. Add a section for highlights. Modern resumes should be value-oriented, provide information that is more achievement-based than task-based. If you have had many roles with varied achievements, select the top 5 that you're most proud of and incorporate them into the section of career highlights. 3. Sort by relevance. If you are applying for a job as a sales executive, you'll want to prioritize and emphasize expertise that refers to a sales role. In the event you lack the exact experience the employer is looking for, then you should search through your existing position for relevant skills. For instance, if you were in the customer care department at an engineering firm, then that can act as an interchangeable skill in sales and marketing.
Agora você tem o exercício. Lembre-se de entrar em contato. Na descrição você tem o nosso contato.
Now that you have some examples and tips here, you are better prepared. Join us and write your story in the comments section below. Ask whatever you want in the comments and we will do our best to answer you. I will have you in our next video. Bye for now.